The house was unusually quiet. You sat on the edge of the couch, fidgeting with the loose sleeves of the dress future Ryan had given you to wear before she left. It was still too big on you despite the safety pins you would clumsily tucked here and there. Every time you moved, you worried one of them would snap open and betray you. You saw your eyes darting again to the door. When will she come back? I can't keep this up much longer. You thought before you could overthink. Overthink again. The kitchen light flicked on, and Jungkook's deep family voice floated through the hallway. Ryan, you didn't eat anything yet, did you? He called softly, not the mocking tone you remember from your school days, but something gentle. You froze. I was just about to have dinner, which you prepared. Ash, I told you to eat until I come back, didn't I? He shook his head and appeared with a tray in his hands, wearing an apron over his shirt, the strands of his dark hair falling into his eyes. He looked so different from the boy who used to flick paper balls at your head in class, but also so much the same. Only now, instead of smirking with mischief, his expression softened into something warm that made your heart stutter. I knew it, he said, walking closer. You always say you will eat later, but then skip it altogether. That's why I made this for you myself before going. He set the tray on the table, steaming bowls of soup, some rice, and a few side dishes. The smell was so comforting that your stomach betrayed you with a low growl. Your eyes widened and Jungkook chuckled, leaning down to press a kiss against your forehead. My everything, can't stay hungry, right? Tom said. You felt your entire body stiffen. My everything. Your mind screamed again that this wasn't real, that he wasn't supposed to treat you like this, but your heart wasn't listening. Awkwardly, you sat. He pulled the chair closer for you and even adjusted the cushions. Then, as if it was the most unnatural thing in the world, he picked up the spoon, blew on the hot soup, and held it near your lips. Say, your eyes widen. What are you doing? I can't eat by myself. Shh. His voice was low but firm, almost teasing. Let me take care of you tonight. You look tired and a bit skinny. Your lips parted, and before you could stop yourself, you accepted the spoonful. The flavor was simple but good, comforting in a way that reminded you of home. He smiled, his voice crinkling as if your approval meant the world to him. Good? You nodded, quickly avoiding his gaze. For a few minutes, you let him feed you in silence, your mind racing. The annoying smug Jungkook you remember from school would never do something like this. He would tease you for spilling soup on your uniform, not wipe the corner of your lips with a napkin like he just did now. Finally, unable to hold it anymore, you blurted, Jungkook? Yes, my love, he answered instantly without hesitation, as if the word was craved into his soul. Your chest tightened. Why do you love me so much? He paused mid motion, the spoon trembling slightly in his hand. You bit your lip, forcing yourself to meet his eyes. We hated each other back then in school. You made my life so miserable. You annoyed me every chance you got. So why? Why do you look at me like this now? Why do you treat me like I'm your everything? For a long moment, he said nothing. Then, to your shock, he set the spoon down and pushed the tray aside. His hand trembled slightly as he reached across the table to hold yours. Ryan, his voice cracked, his usual deep tone breaking into something raw, unguarded. His eyes glistened, tears starting to spill. I was already in love with you back then, he confessed, the words tumbling out like a full floodgate opening. Every time I annoyed you, every time I tried to get your attention, it was because I didn't know how else to handle it. I was too young, too stupid to tell you what I really felt. So instead, I teased you. I hid behind that mask of being annoying because I was scared. Your breath hissed, his thumb rubbed over your knuckles slowly, grounding you as he continued. You were my first love, Ryan, my only love. And even when I went home after school, even when you glared at me or called me a nonsense, I couldn't stop thinking about you. I thought maybe if I stayed close to you in any way, even if it was just to annoy you, at least I wouldn't lose you. The tears finally spell rolling down his cheeks. His grip on your hand tightened as if he was terrified you might vanish. And now that you are here with me as my wife, I can't imagine living without you. If I had to live 1,000 lifetime Ryan, I would still always find my way back to you. Because you're not just my first love, you're my forever love. Your lips parted, but no words came out. The room felt heavy with his sincerity, his confession digging into your chest like a knife and soothing it all at once. Cook, you whispered, but your voice shook too much to finish. He leaned closer, pressing his forehead against yours, closing his eyes as though he was afraid of what he would see if he opened them. Don't ever ask me why I love you. The answer will always be the same. I love you because you are you. Because even when you hated me, you gave me a reason to smile. Because even if the whole world turned against me, I know you will be here. And if you are not, then nothing matters. A choked laugh escaped your throat, but tears blurred your vision. This wasn't the Jungkook you remember. This was a man who carried years of love inside him, spilling it out with every word, every touch. You wanted to tell him the truth, to say you weren't really the wife he thought you were. But looking at him now, so fragile, so open, so heartbreakingly sincere, you couldn't bring yourself to shatter his world. So instead, you leaned forward, wiping his tears gently with your thumbs. Jungkook, you whispered, your voice trembling. I didn't know. He gave a small, teary smile, pulling you into his arms, holding you so tightly you almost couldn't breathe. His lips brushed your temples, soft and lingering. You don't need to know. He whispered, just promise me one thing. Promise me you will never leave me. Your throat closed, the weight of the moment pressing down on you. Your arms slowly wrapped around him, your heart aching with guilt and warmth all at once. I promise, you whispered back, even though deep inside you knew you didn't belong here.